So on that, let's get our jingle. Good morning. Welcome to ABC Yoga Mountain Edition. I'm Amy, Bill, and of course, occasional cats. So we're going to get started this morning on our backs. And just take up a lot of space on your mat. Spread your legs wider than your mat. Extend your arms up over your head. We're going to squeeze our face, our toes, our fingers in for 5, 4, squeeze 3, 2, let everything go on 1. So just taking these initial breaths here to come into our bodies. Allow the body to feel very heavy. Rack your head side to side. And again, extend the arms up overhead. And on an exhalation, let's squeeze those knees into your chest. Give yourself a good morning hug. Head and shoulders are on the floor. We'll rock our head side to side. And extend the left leg. Interlace the fingers underneath that right knee as you squeeze that knee into your chest. Then we'll extend that right leg up towards the sky. You can keep the knee bent. You can find your ankle, but we'll just gently pulse that leg toward your foot towards your head, just warming up those hamstrings. But allow that head and shoulders to come to the mat. Pulse for 3, 2, and on 1, we'll extend that right leg, shake it out, and then hug that left knee into your chest. And we'll extend the left leg up towards the sky. And again, finding that calf or ankle, just gently pulsing. For 3, 2, and 1. Both knees hug in. And just extend those legs up towards the sky. We'll hug those knees back into our chest. Cactus those arms out to the side. And just drop the knees to the left. And take that gaze over that right shoulder. Maybe close your eyes. Notice if your jaw is clenching. We unhinge our jaw. Lick your lips. And squeeze those knees towards one another as you draw them back to center. And exhale them in the opposite direction. Take that gaze over the left shoulder or soften the eyes. Finding that breath. Nice, squeeze those knees back together. We'll draw those knees back to center. Extend those legs one more time. And we'll rock backwards and forwards. 3 or 4 rocks into a comfortable seated position. Finding a brick. Hands can rest on your shins. And we're going to begin those body circles. So with the inhale, we reach our heart forward. On the exhale, carve that belly out. Root through those sits bones. If you want to get groovy, you can add those shoulders. Maybe take that head in a circular motion. But find a big wide circle. Let's take 3 more revolutions in this direction. And we'll change direction. Feeling that groundedness, everything that's connected to the earth, you're rooting, opening, exploring a wider area, taking up a little more space. We'll take 3 more revolutions in this direction. 3, Inhale, we exhale. Last one here. Breathe in, exhale. Finding that stillness. Sits bones root, crown of the head, reaching up towards the sky. Let's flutter our eyelids open, and we'll find our way into downward dog. Lots of animals this morning on the screens, cats and dogs. So we'll find our downward dog, pedal out the feet, shake out that head, and finding our stillness in our downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Soften those knees. Lift through those sits bones. Hollow out the armpits and find that external rotation with your shoulders. Now see if you can allow those heels to come a little greater, a little further to the mat. Maybe straighten those legs a little more. And keeping your feet where they are, let's just walk our hands back towards our toes. We'll interlace those hands behind the back body. Nice, find that halfway lift. Soften those knees, forward fold. Shake out that head. Bending those knees a little greater, more weight into the balls of the feet. See if you can take those hands a little further away from the back. You're firing up those hamstrings. On an inhale, find that halfway lift. Take the opposite thumb on top. Nice. Soften those knees, hinge forward. Take those hands away from the back body. Shake out that head. 2 more breaths. Last full inhalation. We exhale the air out. Just keep your feet where they are. We'll release our hands to the mat and we'll walk forward into our high plank. Take your shoulders over the wrist creases, navel in and up towards the spine. We'll walk our hands back towards our toes. Lift the sits bones. And just pause here at the back of your mat. Then again, we'll walk forward. We'll take this a few times. Shoulders over the wrist. Pause for a beat in your high plank. Beautiful. Lift that back body. Hug the muscles to the bones. Now walk those hands back towards your toes. You pause at the back of the mat. We'll take 2 more like that. So walk forward. Engage that core. Look straight ahead. Let's lift that back body. Beautiful. We'll walk those hands back towards the toes. And we'll take 1 more like that. So we breathe in. We walk forward. We pause here. Option to take those knees to the earth or lower the body all the way to the mat. 5, 4, beautiful. 3, 2, on 1. Untuck the toes. Let's take the left ear to the floor. Hug those elbows in towards that center line. So we move from the back of our heart. Inhale. And take that opposite ear to the floor. Exhale. We breathe in. That baby cobra, left ear down. 1 more, inhale. Maybe lift a little higher. We'll take that right ear to the floor. We'll come back to neutral. We'll find that baby cobra again. Let's look over that right shoulder. Back through home. We'll gaze over the opposite shoulder. Beautiful, back to neutral. Tuck those toes under, press through high plank. Downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Keep your hands where they are. Let's walk our toes now towards the top of our mat. Heel toe those feet together, and we'll take another forward fold here, really firing up those hamstrings this morning. So take a bend in the knees, crown of the head towards the floor. Just allow that body to relax. Shake out that head. Soften the toes, give them a wiggle. Rooting the feet will slowly unwind the spine. So vertebra by vertebra. Our tail tucks under. Let's rotate those shoulders up and over. Nice, and we'll change direction. Rico's trying to get outside. All the cats here this morning, all the animals here. And we'll stand at the top of our mat. Hands at our heart center. Let's begin to flow. So release the hands, we'll inhale. Big breath in. Forward fold, slight bend in the knees. Release the crown of the head towards the floor. We find that halfway lift. Exhale, crown of the head towards the floor. Inhale, we rise. Big breath in. Some half sun salutations to start. And again, we'll just swan dive forward. Stay with that breath. Crown of the head towards the floor. We find that halfway lift. Uttanasana. And we rise. Full breath in. Nice. Swan dive forward. Again, take your time. Ride that breath all the way down. We find our halfway lift. Step your feet back. High plank to our low plank. You can drop those knees. A baby cobra or an upward dog. Downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Starting with our warrior ones this morning. Big breath in. Coming all the way up. And we'll release our hands to the floor. Our right leg back. High plank or drop those knees to low plank. Our baby cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Left leg lifts. Warrior one. And rise all the way up, looking straight ahead. Hands to the floor. That left leg back. High plank to low. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful. Downward dog. Soft eye gaze. So finding our stillness. Soften those knees. Let's shake out that head. Rooting through the forefinger and thumb. Our fingers are spread wide. See if you can feel the finger pads towards the mat. You externally rotate those shoulders, activate those heels a little closer to the mat. Please take one more breath in. Nice long exhalation. Look forward, bend those knees, walk, maybe hop to the top. We find that halfway lift. Fold forward, and we'll find our chair. So heavy hips, lines of energy out through the fingertips. Navel is engaged. We find those, rotate the pinkies towards the earth as we draw the shoulders back into the sockets. So take weight into the heels. Let's lift those hands a little higher as we squeeze those knees in. Beautiful. Can you sit a little deeper? And now we'll take our hands to our heart center, forward fold. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. Our high to low plank. Drop the knees if you wish. Baby cobra, maybe an upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Adding on here, we find our warrior one. Ride that breath up. And we open into warrior two. Pause here. Tracking that right knee over the right ankle. We open up those collarbones. Let's sit a little deeper. Soft eye gaze over that right middle finger. Now we'll take the hands to the floor. Our right leg back. High to low plank. Cobra or up dog. Beautiful. Downward dog. Soft eye gaze towards the back of the mat. Our left leg lifts. We're moving with our breath. Warrior one. Full inhale. On the exhalation into warrior two. So settle into those hips. Soft eye gaze over the left middle finger. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Your vinyasa. Left leg back, high to low, cobra or up dog. Beautiful. We'll meet in downward dog. Roll over the toes, eyes towards the back of the mat, and we find our stillness here. Rooting through the hands and feet. Energetically work up through the legs, up through the arms. Engaging muscles. Lift those sits bones maybe a little higher. Please take one more full inhale. Nice long exhalation. Look forward, bend those knees, step, maybe hop to the top. We find that halfway lift. Deep forward fold as we find our way back into our chair. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. Engage those muscles. Squeeze the knees together. Activate that core. Let's lift those hands a little higher. Hands through heart center as we fold. Beautiful. We find that halfway lift. With control, step, hop, maybe jump those feet back. High to low plank. Beautiful. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Our right leg lifts. Finding our warrior one. Full breath in as we blossom into warrior two. Adding on, we'll reverse our warrior here. That right knee's tracking forward. We're opening up that side waist. Light pressure on that outer edge of the knee, or find that bind. Sit a little deeper. Full breath in. Release hands to the floor on the exhale. That right leg back, your vinyasa. You can skip the vinyasa, meet in downward dog. Again, knees to the earth, extra push-ups. Make it your own. We'll meet in downward dog. Other side, left leg lifts. We move with our breath. Warrior one. Inhale. Opening into warrior two. Now reverse, left hand high. That left knee's tracking forward. Those left ribs are fanning wide. Maybe snake that right hand into that left hip crease. One more breath in. Hands to the mat. Left leg back. Beautiful. Your vinyasa, high to low. Cobra or up dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. Steady breathing. Shake out that head. Slight bend in those knees. Lift through those sits bones. One more inhale. Nice long exhale. Bend those knees, look forward, step or hop to the top. We find that halfway lift. Uttanasana, our forward fold, as we sit back into that chair. Lines of energy out through the fingertips. So rooting through the feet, let's extend those hands a little higher. Take a breath in here, tuck the tail. On an exhale, hands behind you, we lift the heels. Look straight ahead. Find that weight in the balls of the feet. Drop the heels and extend. So the secret in the balancing postures is always looking straight ahead. Hands behind you, exhale. Squeeze those knees together. Heels down. Let's take one more. Breathe in. Exhale, hands behind you. Lift those heels high. Weight into the balls of the feet. As we settle into our chair, and take your hands through heart center. Nice work, beautiful. Hands through heart center as we fold. We find that halfway lift. Navel in and up towards the spine. Vinyasa, high to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. Our right leg lifts. Warrior one. Inhale into our warrior two. We reverse. And your vinyasa. Hands to the floor. High to low. Cobra or up dog. Nice, we'll meet in downward dog. Other side, left leg lifts. With control, we find our warrior one. Full breath in. We open into warrior two. Reverse your vinyasa. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. See if you can roll over the toes into our downward dog. Pause and breathe. Soften those knees, lift through those sits bones, allowing the body to reconnect with that breath. One more inhale. Let's let it go. Look forward, bend those knees, step, hop, maybe fly to the top. Halfway lift, Uttanasana, back into our chair position. Energetically squeezing those knees. We'll take our prayer to our heart center. Beautiful. We lift and twist to the right. That left elbow outside the right knee. Look down at your toes. Make sure those knees are in one plane. We'll open up the arms, right fingers towards the sky. We'll take our hands to our heart and back into our chair. Extend those arms, turn those pinkies in, tuck the tail, lift those hands a little higher. Beautiful. We bring our prayer to our hearts. We lift and we twist. Right elbow outside the left knee, soles of the palms connect. Find that breath and let's expand. Beautiful, breathing in, using that leverage of that right elbow against the left knee. Maybe lift that left hand a little higher. Beautiful, hands to our heart center. One more time into our chair. We bring our prayer to our heart as we fold. Nice work. Find that halfway lift. With control, step or jump those feet back. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Take the knee to the nose, round that back body. Extend that leg back. 3 more like that. Move with your breath. Inhale, we round, squeeze in. Exhale all the air out. 2 more, we breathe in, we squeeze. Exhale, we extend. This last one, knee to our nose, we pulse. 5, 4, look between your hands. 3, 2, and 1. Step that right foot forward into that crescent lunge. Come all the way up. So make sure those feet are offset. You can always cactus the hands or extend those hands up towards the sky. So sit a little deeper. Check that right knee over the right ankle. We bring our prayer to our hearts. Full inhale. Now we'll twist to the right again. So maybe make it easy. Take that left knee to the earth or extend through that back leg. Elbows in one line. Fire up that left hamstring. One more inhale here. Complete the exhale. We'll find our way back into that crescent lunge. Look straight ahead. We'll take our hands to our heart. Push off that back leg into Virabhadrasana 3. So maybe take a couple of hops. Look straight ahead. That left leg is lifting. A slight bend in that right knee. Upward dog in the chest. 2 more breaths here. Building concentration. 1 more inhale. Complete the exhalation. Take a giant step back into that high lunge. Look straight ahead. So we breathe in here. On an exhale, we hover that left knee to the earth, hands alongside the body. Inhale, we expand. Exhale, we soften. 3 more. So you're straightening through both legs. You're on the ball of the back leg. Let go on the exhale. Let's take 2 more. Expand. Exhale. Last one here. We breathe in. We breathe out. Find your way back into that crescent lunge. Vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Right leg back. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our left leg extends. Squeeze the knee into the nose. Round that back body. Then extend. 3 more like that. We move with our breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, point through the toes. 2 more. We're breathing, we're rounding, we're squeezing. We're lengthening, extending on the exhale. This last one, knee to our nose. We pulse. Use that core. 5, 4, 3. We look between our hands. 2, on 1. Step the foot forward into that high lunge, or maybe you drop that knee to the earth. So my feet are offset. You've got that solid foundation. Breathing in, and we'll take our hands to our heart. Full inhale as we twist right elbow outside that left knee. So reach through that right heel. Take the navel off the thigh. Stay here, maybe expand. Nice work, beautiful. 2 more breaths. Find that scissor action in the hips. We'll take those hands back to our center, and we'll find our way back into that crescent lunge. Looking straight ahead, we bring that prayer back to our heart center, finding our way into Vira 3. So push off that back leg, hips are level, slight bend in that left knee. So we don't rush coming into the postures. Allow the body to ease its way into each posture. My toes are spread wide on that left foot. Try to level off the hips. Maybe lift that right leg a little higher. 2 more breaths. Can you extend those arms? Beautiful. 1 more inhale here. Take a giant step back into that crescent lunge, arms up towards the sky. So we breathe in here. On an exhale, that right knee hovers. Feel that stretch on the right hip flexor. We lengthen, extend, we bend, and let go. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last inhale. Lengthen, soften. We'll extend back into that crescent lunge into your vinyasa. High to low. Cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog. Soft eye gaze. Slow down the breath. Opening up the backs of the legs by drawing those heels a little closer to the floor. Just take 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Nice long exhale. Look forward, bend those knees, step, hop, or jump to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold. Soften those knees and heel toe those feet hips distance apart. So we find our peace fingers. Lengthen that spine, open up those collarbones, soften the elbows, soften the knees, and just allow yourself to let go. So hinging from those hips. Slow down that breath, equal inhalation and exhalation. Freeing up that head and neck by taking those shoulders towards your hips. Let's take 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Let's let it go. Release your hands. And just walk your feet back, drop those knees down. Let's take a child's pose. So hips towards our heels. We'll extend those arms, forehead to the mat. Slow down that breath. Relax the jaw. Rock the forehead side to side. Allow the body to soften. Please take one more breath in here. Let's let it go. As we transition onto our hands and knees, we'll tuck our toes under into our downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Our right leg lifts. Step it forward into a high lunge. Hand support on the floor into our easy twist. Right arm up towards the sky. So we breathe in here. Take the fingers between the knee and the elbow and allow those fingers to come to the outside of the mat. So move with our breath. We expand and we twist. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Nice. Last 2. Soften. Last one here. We inhale. We exhale back into that easy twist. So rooting through the feet, you know where we're going, into that high twisted lunge. So you can drop that right knee to the earth. So keep the legs where they are. We're open up the arms in front of us into warrior 2. All ready for our triangle. So lengthen through that right leg, bump the hips back, and extend. So we reach, hand towards the floor, the ankle, left arm up towards the sky. So spread the fingers. Nice, slow down that breath. 2 more here. Maybe close your eyes. Feel where you are in space. We'll take 1 more inhale. On an exhale, we'll find our way back into warrior 2. Vinyasa, beautiful. Hands to the floor, right leg back, high to low, cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. So our left leg lifts, step it forward into that high lunge, into our easy twist, left hand up towards the sky. So reaching through that right heel, lengthen, warm up those hamstrings. We open and we twist. Take that hand outside the other side of the mat. We inhale, we extend, and we twist on the exhale. 3 more. Move with the breath. Let it go. Last 2, we lengthen. Fingers towards the side of the mat. Last one here. We find our easy twist. We let it go. Back into that easy twist. So root through the feet. Engage that core. Come all the way up into that twisted high lunge. We'll take those hands in front of you into our warrior 2. Nice, beautiful. So settle into the posture. We extend that left leg, bump the hips back, lengthen the left hand towards the back of your mat into your triangle. Right hand up towards the sky. So lift through the kneecaps. Slow down the breath. Maybe close your eyes. Feel where you are in space. It's okay to move. We'll flutter those eyelids open. On an inhale, really nice everyone, back into warrior 2, your vinyasa. Hands to the floor, left leg back, high to low, cobra or upward dog. We'll meet in downward dog, eyes towards the back of the mat. Walk your hands and feet into the center of your mat. I'll face you till we come back into our chair. So everyone take a look at those toes, spread them wide. We'll find our way into our eagle this morning. So right elbow underneath the left. Lift from that right thigh up and over. We twist. Settle in. So working from the ground up, those left toes are rooted. We tuck our tail. Eyes straight ahead. Let's lift those elbows a little higher. Press those forearms towards the front of your space. 2 more breaths here. 1 more inhale. Let it go. Let's release everything. Full inhale. Samastitihi, equal standing posture. Finding our way back into our chair. Fingers brush the floor. We expand. Left elbow underneath right. Weight into that right foot. Left thigh up and over. You find that extra wrap with the foot if that's available. Stacking the elbows over the knees. Slight bend in that right knee. Squeeze those thighs together. Look straight ahead. Can you lift those elbows? Feel that opening in your back, middle back, upper back body. Those shoulder blades are pressing towards one another. 1 more breath in. Let's let it all go. Full inhale. Samastitihi, hands at your heart center. Pause and breathe. Slow down that breath. So let's we'll work on a few more balancing postures here, finding our figure 4. So that right ankle on the left thigh, elbows out to the side, staying right here, or take a bend in that left knee. Look straight ahead. Really nice. Take your time. You can take those hands to the floor. Always an option to take extra yoga credit if you take the balance. 2 more breaths. 1 more inhale. Beautiful, everyone. Ride that breath up. Push that left foot into the floor. And let's just take that right foot into our tree. Our hands come to our hearts. Look straight ahead. And we'll extend those arms high. Let's lift our chin, lift our eye gaze. And slowly lower the hands to your heart. Beautiful work, everyone. Right foot to the floor. Pause and breathe. So we'll find our other side. So that left ankle on our right thigh. Beautiful place to pause right here. Or we go a little deeper. So bending that right knee, look straight ahead. Flex that left foot. Those elbows float. Maybe you take the hands to the floor. Find that breath. Push that right foot to the earth. Ride that inhale all the way up. Really nice. And we just take that left foot in the inner right thigh, finding your tree. Hands come to our heart. Find that stability. Look straight ahead. This time we'll extend the arms up overhead. Take the hands over your head, the palms together if that's available, and we'll just bend through those elbows. You can interlace those hands behind the head, maybe open up those elbows, lift your chin. Find that breath for 3, 2, on 1, we extend. Nice. And just take those hands to your heart. We'll lower that left foot to the floor. Your vinyasa. Let's just shake out that energy. And wipe the slate clean. Inhale, forward fold. Let's find that halfway lift. Left knee to the earth. And just melt into those hips. Open up those collarbones. We'll draw our hips back, extend that right leg, and take that left hand outside the outer edge of that right foot. So lengthening over that right leg, chin towards your shin. The right shin is rooted. The hips are over the knee. And we'll take a bend in that right knee. Lift the heart. Finding that runner stretch. We'll draw those hips back again. Flex the right toes, lengthen. So warming up those hamstrings this morning so we can find our way into that half split Hanumanasana. So we'll pull the hips back one more time. Always an option to just stay in that runner stretch. Bend into that right knee. And you can stay right here or play your edge. Walk that right foot forward as we settle in. Scissor action in the hips. Using those props as needed. You can stick a brick underneath that right thigh, a bolster, or just do a little less. Eyes are straight ahead. Maybe extend those arms up towards the sky. So we lower the hands to the floor. The left toes tuck under, and we extend that right leg up towards the sky. Nice, and just lower it down. Finding your way into downward dog. We'll just step that left foot forward, right knee to the earth, untuck the toes. Let's just melt into those hips. Navel is engaged, open up those collarbones, looking straight ahead. Feel the right toenails, root through that right shin. We'll draw those hips back, lengthen over that left leg now. So I walk those left toes forward, flex the foot, right hand outside that left foot. Encourage those toes back towards you. We warm up the back of the leg, the calf. Our right shin is rooted. Nice, release that foot, take a deep bend in that left knee. Navel is engaged, lift the heart. We'll draw those hips back again. Find that scissor action in the inner thighs. We'll take another deep bend in that left knee. Hands are in line with the foot. You can stay right here or walk those left toes forward. Finding your way into Hanumanasana, your version. Scissor action in the hips. Maybe extend the arms up overhead. We'll lower the hands to the floor. The right toes tuck under. Nice, that left leg extends. Shake it out. We'll lower the left foot to the floor. We'll come onto our hands and knees. Just find a few cat-cows this morning. Let's work a little bit on that spine. So root through the shins, chin towards your chest, round that back body. Our tail is tucked under. Now we lift our heart forward, open up the collarbones, sits bones high, chin towards our chest. Ride that inhalation. Few more, rounding that back. Lifting our eyes high. One more, finding our cat. Into our cow pose. Back to neutral. Let's cross those ankles. Take your feet flat on the floor. And just give yourself another hug here. Finding opposite elbows or wrists, forehead to the floor. Or forehead towards the top of your knees. Now we'll lift our heart and we'll take our hands behind us. Finding our way into our boat pose. So supported, one leg or both legs high. You're in charge of this posture here. So reach those hands towards the front of the mat. Lift those. Protect your lower back by tucking your hands underneath the knees. Breathing here for 5. Breathing all the way to the diaphragm, the belly. 4, 3, 2, on 1. Cross your ankles, hands by your hips. We lift and find our boat pose, Navasana again. Maybe extend, or just take one foot to the floor. Find that breath. You can alternate. We'll cross opposite ankles, hands by our hips. One more time, Navasana, boat pose. Stay connected with that breath. Building that core protects the lower back. For 3, nice. 2, beautiful. On 1, we cross, we lift. And just take those legs in front of you and let's roll onto our backs. We'll keep those knees bent. Working on that lower back this morning, we'll take 2 bridges or wheels. So our feet hips distant. Allow the body to soften. We open up those collarbones, palms towards the sky. Use the 4 corners of the feet to lift those hip points. Your gaze is down the center of your body. We walk those shoulders in. Press those forearms to the mat. Root through those feet. Maybe lift that front body a little higher. Squeeze the buttocks. Energetically squeeze those knees in. And we'll slowly unroll that spine. Take your time. Our tail tucks. We squeeze those knees. Hands on your heart. Pause and breathe here. Allow the body to soften. We'll open up our knees. Feet are parallel to the floor. So one more, bridge or wheel. You can go all the way up into full wheel. We're finding another bridge. So feet root, we lift our hips. We walk our shoulders in. I'm going to support underneath my hips this time. Option to stay right here, or we'll extend that leg up towards the sky. Find that breath, hips are level. You can alternate, right foot down, left leg lifts. Let's take that left foot to the floor and slowly unwind that spine. And we'll just open up the feet into Baddha Konasana. Hand on your belly, hand on your heart. Gently rock your head side to side. Then we'll take those hands outside those knees, hug those knees together, and we'll find figure 4 on the floor. So that right ankle on that left thigh. We'll bend that left knee, interlace behind the thigh or underneath the kneecap. Squeeze that knee in. And maybe you want to extend that left leg like we did earlier in class. Find that breath. And from here, we'll take that right knee on top of the left. We've got those eagle legs. You can find that extra wrap. Cactus the hands out to the side, and we'll drop the knees to the left. Maybe take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. Bill's getting fancy. He's got eagle arms as well.
So we go eagle.
Nice. Relax your jaw. And we'll come back to center, unwrap those legs. You can give yourself a quick hug and we'll come to the other side. So head and shoulders are on the floor. We take the left ankle on the right thigh, interlace below the thigh, below the kneecap, flex the left foot and squeeze that right knee in. Shoulders soften away from your ears. So you can keep that right knee bent, or maybe extend that right leg up towards the sky. You can find the ankle. Worked a lot on our hamstrings this morning. We'll take a bend back through that right knee if you straightened it, and take that left knee on top of the right. You've got those eagle legs. Cactus those hands out to the side, unless you're Bill and you're doing something fancy. And you'll drop the knees to the right. So a really intense stretch here. If this is too much, just take the, undo the wrap. 2 more breaths here. Take a final inhale. And then draw those knees back to center. And we'll extend those legs up towards the sky. So finding our way into our plow this morning. Let me give myself a little extra space. We lift our hips, take those legs overhead, support the lower back. So I'm walking my shoulders underneath. You can stay here. You can find a version of shoulder stand. Tops of the feet on the floor. Just breathing into that middle back. Noticing the quality of your breath. If you're holding your breath, please come out of the posture. You want to be able to talk, to breathe regularly in any of the postures you're in. So if your breath is compromised, your posture, your body is compromised. So 2 more breaths here. Another full inhale. Let that go. If you're in shoulder stands, slowly unwind the spine. If you're in plow, you can bend those knees, squeeze those knees in towards your ears, and releasing the support of that lower back, slowly unwind that spine. Take your time. Support those hips with your hands, and we'll slowly lower those legs all the way to the floor. Nice, taking another bend in those knees. We'll rock backwards and forwards. 3 or 4 rocks into our forward fold. So we release that extra flesh, flex those feet, extend the arms up overhead, and hinge forward. Finding those heels, ankles, calves, surrender in this forward fold, sending the breath to the back body. Shake out that head. Steady breathing. Two more breaths. One more inhale here. Let's let that go. We'll lift our hearts. Now we'll take our hands behind our back body, 6 to 12 inches. Full extension of the legs. Or just bend those knees, root through the feet, and find that reverse tabletop. So gazing down the center of the body, let that head surrender. Rooting through the hands and the feet. Let's lift that front body a little higher. Stay here, or maybe extend that right leg. You can take that right leg to the floor, taking the opposite leg, lifted, leg to the floor, sits bones to the earth, extend those legs, extend those fingers, and we'll slowly unwind that spine. Settling in to our Shavasana. So letting go. Finding that next full incoming breath. Sigh it out. Ah. 2 more like that. We breathe in. Make some noise, let it go. 1 more inhale. Nice long exhale. Ah. We'll rotate those wrists in one direction and change direction with that wrist rotation. Just windshield wiper those toes in and out. And we'll hug those knees into our chest 1 more time. Giving yourself a nice big hug, bringing your forehead towards your knees. And head and shoulders back on the floor. Allow those knees to fall to either side of the mat, curling up into that ball of light. As we slowly transition to a comfortable seated position. Always have that option to stay in your Shavasana. So finding those sits bones, open up the collarbones, and inviting you to bring your prayer to your heart center. As we feel the effects of our practice this morning. And let's join our voices with one beautiful Om to seal off class. We sip in the inhalation. Om. The light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. Thank you for a beautiful practice this morning. Make it a great day. Namaste. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Nice to see everyone. Lots of animals this morning, lots of pets. So thank you. Have a great day, everyone. Namaste.